Welcome to the Super Facts Show on the Super Facts Network, featuring St. Laz, who also hosts the popular web series Gem Pop, and music journalist Mark Walter Ward. They have discussions about hip-hop, culture, society, philosophy, and everything else. Now available on YouTube and wherever else you get your podcasts. What up, world? It's your boy Mark Walter Ward, the Super Facts Show, Super Facts Network. With us today, we got Ty Hill from B-More. How you doing today, sir?
What it is.
Chilling. Now, I became aware of Ty Hill. I had a recent episode with Keisha Starr, and doing my research on her, I heard an excellent podcast she did with Mr. Hill. And then going down his feed, I became a big fan of his Cards Face Up podcast. There's several outstanding episodes. One with Shaheem, a Wu-Tang affiliate or Wu-Tang member, depending on how the ranking system is at the time. One with Sticky Fingers is fantastic. Right now, I don't know if you got any more, but there's at least 2 interviews out with DeHaven, who used to roll with Jay-Z back in the Marcy Project days. That is utterly fascinating. I guarantee anybody that's in the Jay-Z will love to hear those episodes. I mean, I could just go on for a lot of stuff. Ty was a 8th grade teacher, and he had some of his former students on who was entering into college. And I wanted to do an episode. I could do an episode with you talking about, do you believe that college is still viable? But the one thing that really got me, he has an episode where he debates with some of his friends about different aspects, genres, and times of hip hop. And I found you to be real knowledgeable. One thing you said on that episode that got me was, you said if AZ had wanted to be a superstar, he could have been. And did you mean that in like a one hit away, or he never chased it commercially? Like what did you mean by that? Because I somewhat agree with you.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't feel like AZ ever really put his best foot forth. Not on the bars wise, because every song, was upper echelon lyrically. But I don't think he put his best foot forth to get out there. You feel me? To get from underneath that Nas shadow, that Nas cloth. And even though he the old, you feel me? He the big homie and shit. But he still got caught underneath that Nas cloth. You feel me? And that shit overshadowed him a lot.
So can I give you a slight bit of pushback on that though? I mostly agree with that, but you do remember that they relaunched Motown Records with him as the face of it, and he had 3 Motown albums. They got at least one of them got pretty heavy promotion, and they're actually all great. Oh, go ahead.
Name another Motown rapper.
They had someone else at the time. Like I could front and look it up, but there was someone else they signed that was like about AZ's caliber. That they tried it for about 2-3 albums, and then they tried some new acts, and it didn't work out. This is like 2006 to 2009. They tried to relaunch Motown with some rappers.
And AZ was one of them in 2006.
I mean, I could got the time frame wrong, but he definitely has like 2 or 3 Motown albums on his discography.
You feel me? That would have had, I think, like after AZ Addict and shit like that. But
way after that.
We got to keep in mind though, in 2006, if you look at that episode, I said what killed hip hop. You feel me? And you feel me? I laughed about it, but real shit. I mean, that's what killed. Not saying their music is any worse than ours or better than ours or none of that. It's just what changed the direction of hip hop. During that time, you got a Laffy Taffy, you got you feel me, and then you got AZ. He didn't even fit within nothing that's going on anyway. I mean, you got a lyrical person trying to be put out there with a bunch of younger. This when the hip hop generation was getting in more to younger and dance songs and all of that catchy hook shit. And the times had changed by then. Not to mention, I don't know the full story as far as Motown or him signing with Motown, but what I do know, I don't know too many big rappers. Motown ain't never been known for no rap artists.
Right, but I mean, obviously they would have had connections off the strength of their name.
But you still got to push a rap artist different. A rap artist can't tour with your R&B artist. A rap artist can't tour with certain people. It's just a different, that's why when you think about it, Motown was known for what? You feel me? They had that classical music at that time as far as R&B. I'm talking about the 70s and the 80s, you feel me? And even I think the late 60s.
60s, yeah.
They just was known for that sound. And it wasn't the same sound because you had Smokey Robinson, Jackson 5, you had all those, you feel me, the Dells, you had all those different people, but they were able to all do a circuit together and move together. Not taking a shot at them because I don't know the situation.
4 Temptations, 1 microphone.
Real shit. But yeah, I mean, did AZ really get a chance? I mean, during the heyday, during when hip hop was at its greatest, and we talking 90 to 98, 99. No, I'm not even gonna say 98. We talking 90 to 2001, when hip hop mainstream was at its greatest. Then we talking like 2001, where fucking mixtape was at its greatest. You feel me? 2001 to like 03, in my opinion.
Really? See, to me, when I think of mixtape as greatest, I think of like Clue tapes in the 90s and shit like that.
Yeah, but you gotta think all the beefs, the real beef started. That was 99, 2000. That's when you got
shout out P Cutter.
Yo, all of that shit, Street Sweeper, all it, like you had every DJ from everywhere.
You ever met P Cutter? Because you from the DMV, bruh.
Nah.
Man, when some of them jumps was coming out, and this dude might have been lying to me, but I swear to God, a cat at Foot Locker at Springfield Mall told me there was working there, told me he was P Cutter. I don't know if that was true or not. No, I was a bartender at a restaurant in the mall though, and so he did give me like a 30% discount on some number 14s if I remember correctly. So shout out to him if he was P Cutter or not.
No, I didn't never know.
He learned how to maximize branding.
I knew Street Sweeper. You feel me? Under one of the Street Sweepers, my nigga DJ Radio. You feel me? Back in the day, because I used to rap too. So DJ Radio was a real street sweeper. Yo was up Morgan State and shit. So. You know, that was the mixtape era when they were still burning them themselves, you feel me? And getting them out there, everything was getting bootleg, you feel me? So
see, I think of that the independent CD label, because you know, with me, I mean, I usually ain't a stickler for words and shit, but I remember mixtapes. You know,
you're talking about actual mixtapes.
Yeah, like I could pull out Stretch and Bubita Jones out here, bro. DJ Screw, all that good shit. You know what I'm saying?
So question, what's your age though? How old are you?
43.
Okay, so I'm only 36.
Word. Yeah, no. So yeah, the difference, yeah.
Yeah, you feel
Perception
me? So
is reality.
95, 96, you know, tapes really started going out, you feel me? What CDs dropped really? Like 97, 98? Because I had I
definitely got like Tales from the Hood soundtrack on CD. I definitely remember. I had Menace to Society soundtrack on CD.
Notorious Big
definitely was on CD.
First CD. I ain't gonna say it was my first, but that's one of the first I remember. My first tape was Liquid Swords. So that's like 94. So you think about it, you feel me? I'm 10 at that time in 94, and Liquid Swords my first tape, and then I only had 2-3 years inside the tape era.
Damn, bro, if you got to hear those Clue tapes I speak of, there was mad unreleased Wu-Tang gems. It was probably like because of sample clearance issues. Not to cut you off, I looked it up. They relaunched with Queen Latifah and AZ. Motown did in the mid 2000s.
Think about it. We ain't even hear Queen Latifah. And how big was she?
Word. Well, let me ask you this. I'm gonna shout one of my shits out now. Go check out my favorite of all time episodes. In my opinion, you know, and this is an opinion, I think Queen Latifah is the best actor that hip hop's produced over Will Smith.
Oh, nobody's over Willie. Big Willie from Philly.
I mean, I like living single on. I mean, like it's an opinion.
So no opinion is wrong. But if we put Living Single up against Fresh Prince.
Oh, Fresh Prince is better, definitely.
So it wins. All right, so that's out there. So now we think about movies. She could have never played, and I love, man, Cleo, that role couldn't have been played. No, I'm lying. That role was great, wonderful, but I saw DeBrat do it in the play, and that was wonderful too. But DeBrat being wonderful at it still ain't give me Queen Latifah vibe. But anyway, you ain't
hold on, bro. Keep it real. Did a single solitary tear drop down your cheek when Cleo drove towards them police?
Man, it still dropped down my cheek, and I know what the fuck about to happen.
Word. I be like, man, I hope she just make it this time, man. I don't know why, and I don't usually be like that on movies, but for some reason, like Cleo.
Yo, I went to see the play. Like I said, I went to see the play in DC, and I was hoping when that scene came, they was gonna change something around.
Yeah, like they retcon that shit. Like we might need a sequel to the play, The Brat killing it.
Man, but yeah, it's the same.
I didn't even know that existed, bro. I wonder if you can watch that on like YouTube or something. I'd love to see that.
It existed, and we caught it on a humble because they sold out, and then they brought it back. I forgot the guy's name.
Was it at Warner Theater in DC?
Shit, I don't even know, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, it ain't too many theaters. We can narrow it down real quick. What was it on Howard campus?
It wasn't on Howard campus.
And I'm sure it wasn't the Kennedy Center. It's probably the Warner Theater. I'm willing to bet you. That's where one of the famous Eddie Murphy Jones was shot at, if I'm not mistaken. I'm from PG County.
Okay, cool. Oh, your name was Jacarius Johnson. That's the guy that threw it. The guy that I guess produced it is Jacarius Johnson. But like I said, I caught it on the humble because it was actually sold out, and they brought it back.
Was it anyone else we would know in the cast?
Man, it was Queen Latifah. Hold on. The Brat. I'm sorry, not Queen Latifah.
I was about to say, damn, bro, that was a super humble.
It was the Brat, Keisha Knight Pulliam, Rudy.
Yeah.
Leon. Yeah. Who else was in it? It was a few people, man. What's
Leon from like Above the Rim with no basketball? Cool.
Yeah, it was a couple people in it.
Hey,
man.
You know he used to fuck with Madonna.
It looked like it was Warner Theater.
Yeah.
He used to fuck with Madonna. Man, that's another conversation. You gotta have a hip hop conversation about Madonna bodies. Madonna got some bodies, yo.
No bullshit.
She got some classic bodies, yo.
I know Drake was kind of wrong for that. Like just off GP.
Madonna got
but
Tupac.
if you don't like what you don't like,
Man, Madonna got Tupac. Who else she got? She got
Vanilla Ice, Dennis Rodman.
But she got a lot of bodies. I don't know if she hitting all of them, but Madonna had a hell of a life.
Yeah, shit, she did her. I ain't mad at it at all. On the Shaheem Jones, your episode, I definitely recommend y'all go to check out the Cards Face Up podcast, available on all DSPs. You do YouTube episodes as well, right?
Man, we got the YouTube jumping off, and like you said, we available on all DSPs. You feel me? Anywhere that you get podcasts from, you gonna get Cards Face Up podcast, and that podcast is just like my mental. That shit is all over the place, depending on what episode and how I feel that day. So,
yeah. I like the one where you touched on mental health as well. Like I like the disparity of topics. I strive for that too, because like unless you sports themed or something, like Marvel Universe theme, you don't gotta be limited by no shit. That's just the shit. Society always trying to box a motherfucker in.
Man, I be laughing because like I said, I was a hip hop artist at one point, but my favorite genre of music is country. So it's like, that's how my mental work. My mental is all over the place. You feel me? It's sporadic. So being that I move so crazy, my podcast is just like me. And it's funny because I get in those situations when you gotta put your podcast under a certain category. I'm like, man, you can't categorize this greatness, man. I'm everywhere. Whatever color, nationality, whatever you are, you're gonna find something. I'm on episode 39, 38. Man, you're gonna find something for you out of those episodes, I promise, and it's only getting better.
Hey, I'm gonna be extra thirsty right now. Are you a sports fan?
To an extent, you feel me? I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan.
See,
you feel me? So
I would love to come on your show and talk about the differences between being a DC and a Baltimore sports fan.
Oh man, we can make it. Look, I told you, remember we were supposed to connect anyway, so we need to talk and come up with some things that we can make it happen. You feel me? It's all about making sure we all become greatness because we both provide in the world with some good entertainment.
Man, I appreciate that.
It needs to be good. I've been watching your show too, my G. Trust me.
And the reason I brought that up was just so I could bring up Baltimore. I want to know if you find this statement controversial. I think the best rapper that ever come out of Baltimore by far, hands down, no disrespect to Mully Man or anybody, is N.O.E. from Byrdgang.
Oh, no. No. They always try to put him in that box of sounding like Jay-Z.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm well aware.
Yeah. No, one of the big homies, you feel me? Yo, real good guy. Lyrically, a fucking monster.
Incredible.
Lyrically, a fucking monster. That voice hindered a lot, but it's one of those voices. It's like the Shine voice. He wasn't trying to sound like Biggie. Same thing with No. No voice is just no voice. So lyrically, man, it's been so much greatness that come from Baltimore that, and me being on the scene, I would be biased to ever pick who's the best that came from here because there's so many dope artists. You feel me?
That's not a controversial statement, though, right?
No, man, everybody got their own opinion. You feel me? You DC, well, you PG. You feel me? I fuck with a lot of dudes out PG when we was doing it. You feel me? White folks, all of them dudes. Like,
oh yeah, I know white folks.
Yeah, I know all of those
song
guys.
with dude from Field Mob and all that shit. Shout out white folks. He used to come to my store in DC when I had a store on Georgia Avenue.
Okay, y'all got Don Juan. Who else y'all had out there? Y'all got a few cats that we used to rock with.
Phil the
because we used,
Future, Fat Trail, Shy Glizzy.
yeah, we used to.
Or do you
Well,
want to get
Fat,
real old school? Question mark Asylum, Nonchalant,
so
5 o'clock in the morning.
so Fat Trell and them, you feel me? They really from the newer era or the newer school, you feel me? But shout out to Fat Trell because yo show love to some of my homies too. He got the song with my man Maniac Dre and shit. They was fucking with each other real heavy. So you feel me? Shout out to them. But we had the connection with PG way back in the day. I was going up there. Shout out to Nate. You feel me? What the fuck was his clip name? I forgot the name. You feel me? We used to do some shit out there that was like in a warehouse, perform out PG. You feel me? And PG always been a land that all that shit looking like. Once you hit 495, I ain't really know where the hell we was at, but yeah, we used to fuck with y'all out there, man. Y'all got some
Did you ever put product there used to be, I forgot the name of it, this real, because you know we fuck with the Go-Go, and I know you've been to PG Plaza Mall, and I forgot the name of the jump, but it was like in the middle of the mall, and there's like a huge selection of like Go-Go and CDs, and would be the one place where you could catch some DJ Clue type shit. Did you ever put product?
I don't think I ever put product in DC at all. As far as inside of a, you remember back then it was kind of hard, and I'm talking about back then. I'm talking about 04, 05. It was kind of harder to get placement as far because everything was still hand in hand.
Yeah.
So at that time, you ain't want to give nobody no money. Like, what you mean? You get how much off of my money? Like, and it probably was the wrong hustle, but we was on it. So you out there, you feel me? You burn 100 CDs for $150. You sell them for $5 a pop. That's what? $375 profit, $350 profit. So we was out there just like we was doing it with crack. So
I mean, it's damn sure better than slinging some fries in that hot ass grease, right, mama?
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
Man, talk about it. I went so hard with it. I was slinging fries and CDs at the same time, plus weed. I'm doing it all. So, I mean, it just all depends on what you was doing. But back then, I didn't really put no product in too many stores just because we could hustle everything. You know, I'm hungry that night. Or you feel me? I'm gonna go get it. We gonna stand in front of a gas station and we gonna sell these CDs. And when we ain't even, and this before jewel cases and shit, like we straight out of envelopes. You going to like Circuit City or one of those places and get the envelopes and write your name and your number on it.
You was fancy. You had the label maker jump.
Yo, back then, with the paper shit that gets stuck in everybody's CD player.
Yeah.
You put that shit in your car CD player. If you want, it ain't gonna come back out.
I remember them days well, but you know, touching on to keep on with your musical opinions. Well, one thing I was curious, because you seem to be perceptive. Do you think at one point Jay-Z deliberately copied Young Chris's delivery?
Well, Chris was nice.
Yeah.
Oh man, Chris still nice. I just now hollered at Chris maybe about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, because a few years ago, well, I said a few years ago. It's some old man shit. But some years ago, him, DC, you feel me, Maryland native, Wale, and somebody else had a song. I forgot.
Oh, Young Chris was on Motown too. He was one of the people that Motown was pushing for a minute.
Yeah, Chris would have never moved, but you know, they it wouldn't, man. Rockefeller had a lot of teams that a lot of people that was nice that didn't get the move. But anyway, Chris, Wale, and somebody else had a song, and they did a competition with BET, and I won the competition, or it was like second place, some crazy shit like that. I don't remember. It's so long. You feel me?
Phil the Future, I think. I remember Phil the Future and Wale and Chris had a song. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong.
I forgot what it was. It was so crazy because back then it was like MySpace days, and I won the competition, or like I said, it was second or third, some crazy shit. I can't remember, but anyway, I got to rap to Chris and them shit like that, and it was so crazy because when you put your verse on the song, because you got to put your verse on the song. I put my verse on the song. I was like, shout out Wale, because that's how Wale see the name spelled, W-A-L-E. So I ain't know who. I think he had like Nike at this time. That was like the only song that he had out. So you know, like I thought his name was Wale, but Kristen.
Bro, I ain't never heard nobody in DC listening to Wale music.
Yo, why man? Him and well, Wale had wasn't fucking with the Nike. What was it? Nike boots. What was his song? That first song?
That was Phil the Future song.
For real?
Yeah. I'm
gonna tell you, I didn't like Wale at first.
The jump with Lady Gaga was pretty nice, and when he was fucking with Mark Ronson's sister, you know, a brief period before he was like really publicly known, there was some shit. But I mean, I ain't really gonna get into it. But Wale ain't my kind of guy, and lots of people who were in his presence. You know, I don't even want to talk about it.
Well, it's fucked up. You ain't gotta talk about it. I said it's fucked up. What my niggas say when your idols become your rivals and all of that type shit. Not saying your idol, but it's fucked up when
Oh no, I remember when he was a little kid.
It's fucked up when you get to meet people or you know people personally and it's like, damn, yo, you don't match up to nothing I wish that you were. Like, you feel me? That's one of these things that I try to preach to my former students and all these little young bucks, me being in certain circles and being able to maneuver and talk to certain people, have relationships with certain people. I be looking like, yo, these niggas ain't nothing like you think they is. A lot of this shit ain't real. A lot of this shit is movie. A lot of this shit is, you feel me? It's just like Arnold Schwarzenegger blowing up a building. That man might not even know how to shoot a gun. You know, this is just what you got to realize about entertainment. Entertainment the same way, man. I done seen it just like you said. You got a personal relationship and you known him from before that. I done seen that shit too. So
I ain't got front. I don't got no personal relationship. He was just omnipresent in DC. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't even speak to the man.
I got a DC nigga, but I got a question for you. I got a question for y'all over there.
Well, I mean, I ain't lived there in like 10 years though. Like I'm
don't worry,
and all that shit. And then now I'm in Tampa, unfortunately. But yeah.
What happened with Tabby?
I mean, he made some good overseas money, I guess, but really they ain't play him on the radio. And I ain't really see no national, you know, like he was in XXL with the little mini shit, but it didn't seem like, I think at that time that what was that? People was listening to like MTV Jams if you want to see videos, right? Yeah, I mean, that shit only really came on after 2. And then, I mean, I don't know. Ask yourself, when's the last time you thought, because he did have some shits that went hard, but when's the last time?
I thought Tabby Bonet was nice.
He was. I ain't trying to say that.
Bonet? Wasn't his name like Tabby Bonet or something? Some shit like that. But
that was definitely. I don't know how to say it. Like I might say it wrong too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I said title. I called that shit Tadal for like a year and a half.
Man, you know where that come from though? That shit hip hop love. You don't even realize where that come from because I do it too. Where it come from? If you could tell me where it come from, I'll cash app you money right now. Why you call it
Method Man first album?
Oh man, I'm gonna send you $1 tomorrow. To Cal, yo, most hip hop fans, I'm telling you, Jay was wrong for the smelling of that shit because most of us, for some reason, that shit correlate back to Cal.
A disappointing album, in my opinion.
Oh man,
but bear with me though, because this ain't as controversial as you think. He had displayed such moments of greatness before that anything less than all the way great, because it's definitely a classic album, and it's like a 4.8 mic album, right? But he had elevated his bar so high up before the release of that album that we thought we was gonna get like an All Eyes on Me level type jump coming from him. And so when it wasn't like the best thing I ever heard, it was a disappointment. And in retrospect, that was an impossible standard to live up to. But amongst those around me in Forest Heights, Maryland, a lot of people said the same shit. I mean, there's definitely mad songs that went hard, and we definitely listened to it over and over and over.
Man, that was I remember my cousin, man, rest in peace. Hey, I remember him bringing that tape over. It's probably like 95, man. Bringing that tape over, we played that bitch from beginning to the end, from the end to the beginning. Because, you know, back then you had to listen to each side. Man, over and over and over, man. Takao was a disappointment. Takao was a disappointment.
Oh, definitely. Y'all ranked them Jones though. So like the Liquid Swords, because at that time it wasn't that many solos. It was the ODB, the Liquid Swords, the Method Man, and I just said.
Then you gotta throw Ghostface in there. You gotta throw
Well, he was the next wave because Raekwon came first. I'm talking about there was only like 4 at one time. It was ODB, Liquid Swords, Method Man, and
ODB is the food stamp one.
Liquid Swords, Method Man, and there was one more that was like the first wave because it was a big deal that they all got different deals at different companies, and out that first wave, like I thought the Jizza jump was better. I thought the Raekwon jump was better.
Oh man, the Raekwon joint had so much. I'm gonna tell you, the purple tape, the purple tape was just classic because the bitch was purple too. Like, has anybody even redid that yet? Like. After that, like, did we get a purple CD, a blue CD? Like, yo created a masterpiece, and the shit is literally labeled the purple tape. What is the name of the CD called? Or the name of the tape called?
Only built for Cuban links, another word.
Nobody. But what do they call it in the hood?
The
purple tape. It's on CD now. It's still called the purple tape.
Word.
That was a
motherfuckers probably never even owned a tape or a tape player. Called that shit the purple tape.
That was a mastermind scheme. Like that was some mastermind marketing at that time, man. I remember a dude on my block.
Yeah, they learned well from when they went on tour in Houston.
Yo, I remember a dude on my block get locked by the police and shit, right? And they getting fucked with by the police or whatever. And they threw the tapes. They threw that and Lost Boys. And the tape, all the tape unwind out that motherfucker. But keep in mind, I'm young, so I can't buy the tape. I picked that shit up, man.
Got the pencil.
I twist that shit till my fingers had the little grooves in it. You got it back then. You sitting there straightening it out, get the pencil straighten it. Man, I fixed that shit up. At that part though, when you was rapping, it was like but for the most
Ty Hill couldn't play Nintendo for 2 weeks straight.
Damn
sure no duck hunt.
Damn sure no duck. That was a good time, man.
Hey, I kind of like what you said about Tupac being fake too, but he had a plan because it was really like, you know, more like fake it till you make it to draw attention to what the ultimate goal was. Because, you know, during the course of my time as a straight up journalist, you know, anytime I ever got a chance to interview anybody who was on that One Nation list, I asked questions about it. You know what I mean? Like from Yuck Mouth to cats from the boot camp clique to anybody who we shouted out for that One Nation. And yeah, like some of the stories they'll tell you, man, there was definitely like a unification plan once the I mean, I'm not gonna say the shackles of death row but I mean, it wouldn't be a controversial statement to say that deciding to participate in gang culture with a level of unfamiliarity is probably a dangerous thing, especially at those levels. So, but
you mean as far as Pac getting killed for doing something that he probably shouldn't have been doing,
and throwing B's and C's in the same video, and like, you know, one of them Johnson to Live and Die in LA, he threw the wrong sign in the wrong set that could have been taken like incredibly disrespectfully, because no one like there was mad inconsistencies to anything he had to do with the gangs or really. I mean, he'd admit that he ain't know shit about selling drugs, but some of that shit at the end was a little extra, you know.
So like, the gang shit I can't speak but so much on. But the Pac shit, the statement I made with Pac being one of the fakest artists ever. And I think that was what I said, you feel me? Because that's something that I wanted to always, I love touching on that, because the way I carry myself is I'm straightforward with my wording, but a lot of it needs explanation to make you understand fully what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Pac is by far the greatest artist to ever exist on the planet Earth. Pac is by far, that's my opinion. Pac is by far the most impactful artist to ever exist on the planet Earth. Now, here we are 25, 26 years later, and we're having a conversation about Tupac. Okay, that shows me the impactfulness is just fucking incredible. But what I mean by fake is Pac chose to pick up a role. He was a very, very good actor. He chose to pick up a role that motherfuckers needed him to be to get their attention.
Shout out Baltimore School of Performing Arts.
Exactly, you feel me? Him and Jada. He picked a role that told him this is how you get their attention. And it worked. He got their attention because keep in mind, he tried to come out with the Tupacalypse. Well, I'm sorry, before the Tupacalypse now, the Panther Party, the Panther Power CD and all of that shit. He tried to, by shit, I don't mean like shit, but y'all get what I'm saying. Yeah. All of that music. And he tried to be political. He tried to be a political soldier and talk about the revolution. He tried to give y'all jewels and knowledge, but y'all wasn't listening. So instead, Pac picked up this persona, this personality. Okay, I'm gonna drop the next CD. I'm gonna give y'all a couple more cuss words. I'm gonna give y'all a couple more thug appeal, a couple little bit more gangster. Oh, y'all like the badass. Okay, I'm gonna get that to you, but in the mix of that, I'm gonna give you Brenda's Got a Baby. I'm gonna give you Keep Your Head Up. I'm gonna give you Wonder Why They Call You Bitch.
Damn, bro, jinx and shit, man.
You feel me? But real shit. He was able to realize, yo, to get you motherfuckers' attention, I have to give y'all what y'all want. Yeah. But I'm gonna throw in what I want, because once I get in the door, you can't get me out your house. I'm in there.
How the old folks used to say is sometimes to get them to take their medicine, you gotta give them some sugar.
Real shit. Come on now, it's the trick. What they tell you, the doctor even said with my kids. Hey, oh man, I don't like medicine. Put them inside this, that, and another. Put it on some pudding. You feel? Oh, you gonna tell me to give them some bad shit to get the good shit? So y'all say inside of them. Okay, it's the same thing Pac chose to do. But the difference from Pac versus other people, and where people probably misconstrue what I'm saying about the fakeness is, Pac was fake with a lot of shit he did, but he was so fucking real that his passion intervened and fucked shit up a lot of the times. Come on now, how many people y'all know going to shoot at off-duty police officers? Now, and fuck the police officer. How many people
they witnessed a invalid stop where a motherfucker's rights was getting. You know, how everybody be like, would be watching them videos online, and they be like, "That wouldn't have happened if I was there. I would have jumped in." Well, this man really did it.
97% of the world right now,
he the Nat Turner of that shit for real. And I'm not even trying to be hyperbolic.
97% of the world right now will pull out their phone and talk about, oh my God, this, that, and another. No, Pac got out there.
Pulled out the toolie.
that resonated with me because my first time inside of a paddy wagon, I was probably 8, 9 years old. My mother was God rest her soul. My mother was a gangster. My mother stood up for any wrongdoing that ever, man, it takes place.
Stood against any wrongdoing.
She went against it. She and my first shit down, swear to you not, Lexington Market, my mother, a dude getting his rights taken and all of that shit in the middle of that shit. I don't even think the dude got locked up by how much my mother zapped out, getting in between, intervening. We don't know this man from Adam and Eve. My mother ended up in that paddy wagon. I'm a child with her. I got to go in the paddy wagon, right? I don't even know if that shit probably was against the law, but they still put my ass in the paddy wagon. My father had to come get me from the district. You feel me? So
that shit was definitely against the law. CPS should have came.
Somebody should have fucking came in.
Because I mean, there's no way it's got like if it ain't against the law. I know the insurance company don't want no kids in no shit without seatbelts.
But exactly, and they didn't have seatbelts. They didn't have a partition in the middle at the time.
Bro, I've been in a Baltimore paddy wagon.
Everything was different. So it's like Pac was that real. So Pac was that dude, and feel me, against you put me inside California as a 22, 23-year-old, I'm probably not, I'm high-headed. I'm moving a certain way. And guess what? I'm riding for my niggas.
Any mad N.O.E. to come to fresh about the motherfucking pen.
Point blank, I'm riding for the people that I'm with. Being that I'm riding for the people I'm with, that gang culture I don't understand. He needed a big homie that was going to tell him about gang culture other than, hey, you just flagged up with hey, you just connected because I'm connected and you this, you that. You feel me? You listen to every song. He shouting them out. They was his family. They was his people. You coming out of prison, they the only ones rocking with you. The people that you thought was your people, they done turned on you.
Yep.
They done turned on you. You went to jail for them.
And then and maybe the people that was his people, he done start making diss songs about.
Man, that's that.
Hey, let me ask you this though. Let me hypothetically, do you think that if he had never said anything about Bad Boy, that Puff would have made the same move Suge did but quicker, and without a contract on a paper napkin? Because I've often wondered about that.
Explain a little bit deeper.
Okay, well, you know, Suge and Puff didn't like each other because Suge Man got killed at a Puff event by one of Puff bodyguards in Atlanta in like 1990.
Yeah, the whole beef was over Suge and Puff.
So if Tupac had never decided that Biggie and them had tried to rob him up, which from all accounts on their side they didn't. So let's assume for this intellectual exercise that they didn't, and Tupac never came to that conclusion. And supposedly he admitted on the record he just knew it would sell records. That's why he even said the shit. He really knew that the other people. I ain't trying to be saying cats names and shit, but you can look this shit up. And so let's say he never feels that way, never disses them in the vibe. Maybe Puffy come and makes that move to get him out of prison on that appeal bail.
All right. Can Puffy handle a Pac?
Could Pac have handled a Puffy?
No, it was all in water. And the reason why is because you had Biggie went with who he got. I'm sorry. Puff went with who he got and who he can work with.
Mold, yeah.
Point blank. He could move Biggie. Biggie was willing. Biggie trusts him so much. All right, Puff, I'm gonna put on this shit, man. All right, Puff, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Not saying Biggie was no punk or no whore like this. Biggie saw a bigger picture for his future,
Right. Yeah.
and he was willing to believe that Puff was that man to do it. Keep in mind, this is Puff, MCA Puff. We know Puff. We know he could do it.
That's a great point.
He could do it, but we're talking about Pac. Pac is by far. I have to question everything you say. His birthright is I have to question everything that you say, because I don't fucking like, yo, have you seen it? Like, come on now. How many people brought my mother down, my aunt down, my uncles down? The only people I know, all the family I know are revolutionary. They political prisoners.
They fugitives in Cuba.
You get what I'm
saying?
That shit. Yeah,
exactly.
They political prisoners. So, and my mother had to have me in jail. So you feel me, on some shit. They don't even know if she did it. They just saying that she might have did it. You feel me? So you question everything. I'm gonna tell you, and no wrong or right to the person that don't understand it is, can everybody deal with a question? They can. I don't think Puff could deal with a question. You feel me? We used to have these things in Baltimore when I was in elementary and middle school called conduct sheets. And the conduct sheet of mine, it said Tyron Hill does great work. Every teacher, I swear to goodness, great work, very smart, this, that, and another. I was in advanced classes. Always questions. Needs to talk back to question. Why is a question wrong?
Yeah, I was about to say, that's to your credit, in my opinion.
But at that age, they want to teach you that you're not supposed to. It was the thing that Pac had that was just, I'm a question it. Puffy couldn't have dealt with those questions. You needed,
like I said, that's a great point. That's a great point.
You needed a nigga like Suge. You needed somebody like Suge that was just that big that when he answered those questions, man, if you look at Suge background, if you look at Murray and Suge Knight background, everybody that, even when they was beefing with him, after they got over it, like the Snoop and them or Jodeci and them, people that got over those beefs, they talk about how incredibly smart he was and how much of a help he was. Man, Jodeci talked about the homie, say, man, he ain't never take a dime from us. He just wanted us to get out this crazy ass contract we was in.
Yeah.
Everybody, Snoop say this. Everybody talk about how your move. Now he did it with pressure because that's just the reality. That
but he did fuck them OFTB dudes. I mean, like there was some motherfuckers that got fucked up and shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Did he ever fucking? Is it anybody that ever got with Suge? All right, so Suge, it's like the ladder of the situation.
You heard about the Rim soundtrack, right? That song Crack 'em. I
remember the Above the Rim soundtrack. I don't remember the Crack 'em. Who was that?
It was by that group. They had OFTB, and one of them bandits got fucked up for stepping on the carpet.
That's so many. Logo. That CD was dope. So many tears, but yeah, Pac had so many tears in there. But I don't really know about that. But what I will say is this: 25, 26 years later, have we ever heard anybody saying Suge fucked them over in money, in business?
I mean, maybe Lady of Rage on the promotion shit. Like she didn't get promoted, but I think that's more of a gender issue. But now you got a good point. You got a good point.
Business. I mean, you feel me? So if you, so to fuck with somebody like Suge, you had to be gangster solidified. You feel me? Snoop and them talk about it. They said they had to come to their situations. You feel me? They in there as Crips, and there's a bunch of bloods in the studio. Right. You had to carry your shit accordingly to the gangster appeal that you talk. This was during the time that you had to live it. I know I'm getting off topic. You feel me? I've been drinking, but this during the time you had to live what you say, right?
Yeah.
And you had to really back that shit because they was gonna test you.
Yeah.
You got somebody like Pac, who damn, and let's see how I try to get back into for you. All right, so look, you got somebody like Pac, like damn, I done picked this curve. I gotta live this shit. I gotta be this. But I'm such a real person. This is easy because I believe what I'm doing. This is Gemini. Pac is a Gemini, June 1671. You feel me? Like he's a Gemini. It's two sides anyway. He can always jump back and forth to them sides. And Yo was just able to do it. So when I say, like I said, I just want to get back on topic of the original question. So when I say the fakest rapper, he's the realest rapper at the same time because he got so lost in those positions that he reacting. You ever seen motherfucking In Too Deep?
Yeah.
Pac was like in too deep when you think about it. He was Jay Reed to an expect, not no cop snitch ass nigga. I ain't talking about that.
But
he
lost
was
himself in the role he was. Yeah,
he got lost in it, and his personality is so strong. Yo, you ever been in an argument and you done caught yourself? You know you wrong. You're like, fuck, I'm wrong as shit. But they so aggressive. They so aggressive. You like, listen, bitch, I'm going hard on what I feel right now because you too aggressive for me. Like I would have bowed down and gracefully, okay, you won, but your aggressiveness just now activated a part of me. So now I gotta go as hard as possible, even though I don't even believe the shit.
Yeah, word.
Pac was different, man. That guy was different, man.
Do you think 2 Chainz can rap?
Duffel Bag Boy was very, very good. I think what is rap?
I'm talking about as a lyricist. I think 2 Chainz is one of the best lyricists to ever do it.
No, I think 2 Chainz is a very, very fucking great.
I do me a favor because we will touch base again. Listen to "I'm Different" the way he actually says, and tell me if you're not.
I'm different.
But listen to the verses and tell me if you're not impressed by what he says.
The thing is, we had two Chainz as Titty Boy, right? Had 2 Chainz as Titty Boy, and then we had the other guy. What was his name? I forgot his name. I should
know this too, with bald head cat.
Yeah, if I don't do nothing, I'm a ball. We had all that shit back then. If you listen to Titty Boy back then, Titty Boy is very, very fucking dope. If you listen to those tapes back then, well, CDs back then, he's very fucking dope. He could rap his ass off. I think 2 Chainz is one of the best finesses of the game. I mean, he created a lane. A lot of these people are following the lane that 2 Chainz did. I don't think 2 Chainz East Coast rappers gave a fuck about being considered the illest lyricist. I don't think South rappers give a fuck about that title. What that money look like, where that bag at. So you have your rappers. Am I going to put 2 Chainz in a Sway Lee bag? Fuck no, he can rap. It's not just a finesse and it's not just a swagger. But keep in mind that 2 Chainz sold us on style. We can't act like this shit was sold on records. It wasn't sold on lyrical. 2 Chainz could have been saying a lot of shit that it was sold on style. Style-wise.
I feel it was sold on excellence. I feel that good music release.
Well, that style could be excellent.
Was excellence all the way around, from the production, the songwriting, not just the rapping, but the structure of the songs, the hooks. I mean, like, you remember "I'm Different" like a motherfucker. Everybody know that shit. Like I can name more. And I felt he just released 2 super classic albums, and his lyrics were top flight as anybody's. I'm not gonna say he's like that every time ever now.
See, it all depends on what you consider, like what you're looking at.
I'm talking about quotable bars, like shit that would have been worthy to be put in the source in the 90s.
But it's all with that. All right, so lyrically, cannabis will fry majority of the fucking world ass. But let's talk about somebody that's actually out there. Lyrically, Pat Poose will fry majority of the world ass. I'm not listening to a Pat Poose song. Sorry.
See, I feel 2 Chainz is way better lyrically than Pat Poose.
I don't know. I ain't got that happening, but I'll listen to 2 Chainz first.
I mean, like the next one I was gonna ask you is Gucci Mane. I definitely think Papoose can rap better than Gucci Mane.
I hated Gucci Mane. Oh my goodness, man. Gucci Mane, So Icy was probably like the first shit we heard him, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I heard the Black Tea jump because I was just such a Killer Mike fan. I don't know if you remember the song White Tea. They had a remix of it, some group that you never heard of.
If Gucci was on it, I ain't fucking listen. My little brother.
Look it up. It's called Black Tea. It got Gucci Mane and Killer Mike. Killer Mike drop a vicious verse on that jump.
Man, shout out my little brother. My little brother locked up right now. You feel me? He be home. Shout out Mo. But we had my little brother introduction. He getting into the streets and things and so he was bringing me back music and shit like this. You feel me? I'm getting a little bit older, things and sort. And Gucci, man, Gucci had the world on lock at one point.
You talking about we had all them mixtapes like
Gucci
and all that shit?
Gucci was killing them. Burr. All you heard was Burr. You
The
feel me?
bird
Like
pen.
everybody loved Joe's
Yeah.
shit, right? Hated Gucci, right? That shit was not good to me. I'm gonna tell you when I started liking Gucci. When he came home, or maybe before he went in, and I found out all the people he was responsible for. I'm like, damn, yo found music. Like these people have grown to be bigger artists than he is. I'm like, damn, yo gotta know something. So I started listening. I listened to Gucci. It was his accent that was fucking me up. His accent deep as shit. So it was like,
because he's from Alabama first. Yeah.
yo, his accent was too deep sometimes and I couldn't catch it. But when I got a little older and started listening back to like that whole So Icy movement and that whole Bird movement, I said, oh, this dude is actually nice. I just didn't like him at the time. That's one thing I love about music is it's really according to where you're at in life. You feel me? No disrespect to the Bible or things of the sort, but you know, they say you read the Bible twice, you'll get a different meaning depending where you at during that time of your life. And music is like that. And Gucci is one of those artists that it took me to go back and realize, like, damn, yo been saying some real shit.
Man, you know what I lamed out on hard? I love Outkast's first album because it was all some gangster shit, right? But then the second jump, and I didn't give a fuck about the Homeboy.
Second one was what, a Criminal?
I think, yeah. But I lamed out all the way up to Bombs Over Baghdad. I lamed out for a few albums. And it wasn't because of Homeboy outfit or nothing. I didn't care about Andre 3000 wearing that crazy shit. It was just because it wasn't gangster shit. Like I was literally at that time, I would only listen to gangster shit much to my discredit. Because you know, I missed out on some shit. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. You know, one thing I wanted to ask you, do you think the Migos are talented?
Hell yeah. I think them little motherfuckers talented to this shit. I'm gonna tell you why. Because they mastered how to make an ad lib hot. Yo, they literally, I watched them on a show with this white guy. One of those, it was like a cab driver
karaoke show. Or some shit.
That shit, I know the white guy.
James Corden, Carpool Karaoke, the Migos. If y'all want to go watch what he's talking about.
My apologies, because I know the guy was big, but he's just gonna be that white guy to me because I could not think of his name and I don't watch the show. But I watched that shit, and throughout the show, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these boys? Like they be on
that shit started to go hard though, didn't it? Tell me if they go hard.
Look, at the while I'm cleaning up and shit, I'm doing something and shit, and I'm about. Look up, we still on the carpool. They done got me with the ad libs, like. Them fucking ad libs, man. I don't know what the fuck they be saying in the song, but I'm gonna tell you, somebody told me when I was doing music, give it to the kids. If the kids rock to it, it's a hit. My kids pick damn near everything I like nowadays, as far as catchy shit. Now, I ain't gonna say I'm gonna listen to it for the rest of my life, 5 years from now, nothing. But catchy shit, my kids.
It's a bop.
Migos got that song with my little dude, with the little dude that just kind of got locked up, got caught by the Dugs and shit. With a little dude had a little thing on his head, so he looked like he got the little two things on his head. He had it on his head as a kid, they said, and he looked like he got the two punctures on his head. NBA Youngboy. NBA Youngboy.
Oh, I know he is. I don't even know what he looked like though.
Oh man, NBA Youngboy dope as shit. I like yo too. But
hey, anybody watching this though, I got a hell of a connect on the NBA Youngboy verse. Holla at me.
Shit, he locked up. They can't do shit. They just now denied Shorty bail.
Hey, so that verse probably get you some more attention. Whoever cop it.
Yo, but NBA Youngboy and them got that. I need it. This Draco's undefeated. Hit your block, and then I don't know what the fuck they say in the rest of the song. But see, this is what I didn't get when Gucci was hot. I wasn't on catchy. We was living this shit. So it's like, man, fuck that country shit. Like, man, fuck that country shit. Like, where the fuck the locks at? Let's talk about sitting on the block on crates and shit. Like, I was into that whole spectrum. You feel me? Man, I got like 108 diss songs about all that new shit that was coming. That whole wave back then. You feel me? Like I hated it because it just wasn't what I was on. But again, music is perspective during time. And when I got older or where I was at in my life, like, man, these little dudes be rocking. Like, I love the way, like, so when you ask me if Migos is talented.
Okay, so what did you mean by mumble rap then? Because you was kind of just referring to mumble rap disparagingly, and I ain't gonna lie, it is some garbage ass motherfuckers
It's definitely mumble. It's definitely mumble rap. I don't know what the fuck they be saying to some of them.
I say I can understand every word they saying.
No, the fuck you don't. I wish I could.
Yes, I can.
Man, listen, it was times that I used to hear songs and be like,
I get the bag and kick it and fumble it. I'm to be the one who run with. I mean, I can't do it off the top of my head, but
man, I used
the Gucci bag. I get the bag song featuring them. I know every word, every verse.
Look. I'm telling you,
300 cash in the car came with a blunt in it. I'm not, man. I'm telling you, they be flowing. Like as opposed to Bone, because like listen to this though, Bone. All they had, I think all they was doing was writing like a half a verse or maybe a quarter of a verse, or I'm sorry, like 2 or 3 verses at regular speed and just practicing saying that shit faster and faster over and over, except for the cat Crazy, who is truly melodic. And truly melodic. I think some of them cats was just like kept saying that shit over and over till they could say it real fast, like how you be trying to remember shit for school for a test.
We what's the name? They posted this video of me on Facebook like 3 days ago, right? And that should be like, well, I've been hustling, striving, trying to survive to come up out of the ghetto, man. Nickel and diamond, even consignment, stuck inside a drug gang. My mama's bitch and persistent, know that a boy's different. Not to mention hopeless reality. I'm tired of wishing countless decisions and options to take what wasn't given. It's either go get a nigga rich or put my ass in prison. I'm on this block and that's the darkest chance life I'm living. Stuck in reality, a hopeless dream, a bullshit vision. I grew in the ghetto, it was hard, they have a pot to piss in. Most of my niggas grew up living with their cops missing. When the rent was due, we had to grind to get the funds sufficient. I sat back, watched the game, learned to play position. Ball, get your paper flipping. Most niggas snitching. It's a dirty game, but you stuck once you get up in it. Your best friend. Anyway. I did all of that shit, right? And
that was you?
That was me.
But that was dope. That was dope.
But funny shit, my style is not even a fast style. So that shit as a dedication to Bone, but they posted the other day and I was laughing at it because I was like, yo, I look retarded and shit. And everybody like, yo, you just now jumped on the I swear it's on my Facebook, you on my shit. And they was like, everybody just jumped. I was like, yeah, call me Fat Bone. But anyway, Bone Thugs and Harmony is one of my favorite groups in the world.
Definitely. I love Bone.
They all was spitting real words, but you had to like it. And that's the thing with the mumble rap. So I'm not gonna say you don't know what it means. You had to like it. And sometimes when you're in the midst of this music shit, you so against it that you can't like it. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh man, fuck mumble rap. Like the fuck is they talking about?
See, I ain't never been against anything. Like literally, bro. In like 1997, right? I'm listening to Mac Dre. I'm listening to everything Rapper I got. I'm listening to Clue tapes. I'm listening to Spice One. I'm listening.
Was you trying to do music?
Yeah.
Yo, if you was trying to do now in the mixtape business, if you was a fucking DJ at that time, you should be fucking a millionaire right now because the plethora of music from all places was incredible around 06, 07. Because you had the old niggas still trying to get on.
I said 96, 97.
Oh, 96, 97, then you had straight hip hop. You feel me?
I was getting them 2 short jumps. All them people I just named, like Mac Dre, man, all that shit, man. I was big into UGK already. I was big into Rap a Lot already. I was definitely rocking with the Bone. I was listening to JT Money and Poison Clan, all that shit.
Oh, see, so if we think about Baltimore, our first introduction to JT Money was with Soleil. Yeah. Like y'all knew him already. You get what I'm saying? So
I mean. I was only in PG County. I was like the only one in my circle that was like that. It was just something different about me.
So you was in PG County, I was in Baltimore City. You know, like I know that's 2 different places. That might as well be that might as well be fucking different. Atlanta versus New York, or you know what I'm saying?
Bro, you go to Job Corps, Baltimore and DC be like Bloods and Crips.
Man, they be beefing like shit. But that's what used to scare people of going to Job Corps because they knew they would have to end up beefing with them. The PG dudes, you feel me? For a lot of times of my life, I thought we didn't like DC. Come to find out, we didn't like PG. Yes. I thought it was DC. We ain't got no problem with DC, other than the fact that you could turn on streets that you don't know what the fuck it mean. But like we ain't had no problem with them. But yeah, man, music different. So the mumble rap, I could see how you could say you know it because I thought I knew shit the same way. I be looking at these
bro. I'm not gonna front. I can just understand the Migos. I don't know what the fuck Lil Yachty talking about.
You know? Oh man, listen,
I get mad at them motherfuckers. I can't understand. And then I like all shit. Like you know, homeboy that got killed. I don't even know how to say his name. Extension or whatever.
Extension.
Yeah, like I tried to listen to that shit. I ain't know what the fuck was going on. You know what I'm saying?
It's not for me.
That should sound like the Sex Pistols.
My little cousin listens to them. You feel me? I got a 17-year-old daughter, I mean a 17-year-old son, and I got a 14-year-old little cousin. My little 14-year-old cousin listens like, yo, that nigga went out and got the tennis, put his name on the back of it and everything for XX Snitching. You feel me? I don't like it. I try to let them have the aux cord a lot of the times when we in the car, just so I could get my youthness on. You feel me? And I ride with the little young dudes and I'm out there like this talking my shit. You feel me? They different from me, but I'm out there and I'm trying to feel myself. Your music was depressing. I wanted to kill myself after. Like, that shit was very, very painful. But I can understand. It's like the age thing. Like, I can understand because my father was on some different shit when I was younger. He didn't want me listening to certain music with cursing and things of the sort. But my father had the doggy style. He had all of the good music too. He just didn't want me to be subjected to it. Their music sometimes gets so far beyond being an older cat. You be like, what the fuck is you listening to? So
my kids done put me on to some dope shit. My 13-year-old son put me on to Tierra Whack. My 7-year-old daughter put me on to this girl, that girl Lele. That shit. She be going hard.
Is their favorite artist like local? That's what I love about the new.
Nah. This chick, that girl Lele, I think she from Houston. She got a jump with Paul Wall and Young Dolph, but those aren't even her hits. And she got signed to Nickelodeon for a development deal, so I think she probably gonna have a show. You should use that girl Lele. Like that shit crazy. Like Cardi B was on her Instagram, met her, and Cardi B was psyched. She was like, "Oh, that's that little girl that raps." It was be a song to be like, "Go Lele, go Lele, go." Man.
I'm gonna tell you, yo,
what they be calling that shit? That shit an earworm. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ever hear, bro, actually don't hear that song because you will be singing that shit.
It'll be stuck in your head.
And people, and you're singing in the wrong place. People look at you crazy as shit. I'm at the gym and shit on the squat rack, and I'm like, go Lele, go.
I'm gonna tell you, man. The one thing I used to love with the teaching that kept me young and kept my youthfulness is they fuck with music, man. Yeah. And once you start, you know, it was a time too. It was a time in our life that music had to represent who we were at that time. And I think that was where I had to find out the difference and I started liking certain people. But it had to represent who we were at that time. Man, once you get into music just for the love of it, and it's like, yo, opening up, I think all of these new motherfuckers is talented. Like you just now said, Lil Yachty. Man, I don't fucking like not one fucking Lil Boat song. But I'm going to tell you, I watched the interview with that little dude the other day. I was like, this motherfucker is incredible.
Well, let me put it to you like this, though. If they're not talented, in actuality, they are. Because they have the talent to get paid off music without even being talented. And that in and of itself would be a talent I would like to have.
Man, Shorty Lil Yachty said, he talked like, he talked real soft and shit. Man, he said some shit the other day in an interview and was like, I would think, basically, he said, I would think it take more talent to not be gangster, to paint my nails and shit like that and still make it versus fitting in the big fucking ocean of all the gangsters. Like, I'm literally on this island, Lil Boat. Like, I'm literally on this island by myself, and they still fuck with me.
He fronting a little bit, though. Like, J. Cole and Drake and them paved the way for him. That's when it really started changing to me, speaking of Wale and them. Really, Andre 3000, if you really want to get into it, maybe even Guru. Yeah. Guru, who I think is the most overrated rapper ever.
Oh, shit, man. You ain't got no fights on me over there, but he deceased, though. Yeah. So, I ain't going to argue.
He's an icon and a legend, and I respect what he accomplished.
Yeah, I mean,
I impressed.
I'm not a
Jasmine.
I'm not a big Guru fan. I'm not a big fan of a lot of people. I'm not. I can give you a whole nother show on how I'm not a fan of KRS-One, but I respect him. But I'm just not a fucking fan of his music. But I think "Love's Gonna Get You" is a dope ass song. But besides that, it's like
the sound of the police. Whoop whoop. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's annoying as shit, but
that should annoy me. Yeah, that should annoy the fuck out of me.
Yeah, but tell me you ain't see a cop car at one point in your life and be like, whoop, whoop. Nah. Oh yeah. That used to be our little code.
I know I didn't talk your head off this episode, man. I fucked you all up.
Oh, no, you good. I just want to make sure I leave money on the table before I get to one last part. Again, y'all need to go check out his series with the Haven. Was it the Haven? Jay-Z
DeHaven,
introduced
yeah,
me to
DeHaven
James,
Irby,
James Jose.
Jay-Z, correct. Jay-Z former best friend, DeHaven Irby. He was on my podcast. We got part 1 and part 2 going out. Well, part 1 and part 2 is out right now, and it is April the 1st. So
Part 2 came out today. I was listening to it earlier. That shit was fantastic.
Correct.
But that's what I want to ask you about specifically before I forget. Who's Anthony Jones?
Oh man, that's a big hustler in Baltimore City. So we got different sides.
The way you said that's a real gangster. Like I was like, yeah, he meant that shit.
We got different sides of Baltimore City as far as east, west, South Baltimore, things of sort. But we got different hustlers all throughout the city that's just well known for who they are. You feel me? Anthony Jones is one of those names. You feel me? Anthony Jones, Peanut King, Lil Melvin, like all of those is just big Baltimore names.
R.I.P.
Yeah, you feel me? So
he was in the wire.
Exactly. So those are just big Baltimore names that if you say them, you feel me, you got it. You feel me? Even down to behaving, you feel me? If you ever been to Baltimore, you feel me? We got Motown and Mall. But he said like Mont Damon, or he said something, but it was very close to Mont Damon to let me know. Oh yeah, he official. But I had already did my research, and we connected off of people that I knew anyway. So
what do you think of this statement then? You know the real reason them New York dudes ain't come to DC or PG like that, right?
What is it? Tell me. They was in PG, but good.
They was getting their motherfucking head bust.
Shit, that's where they rent that. Think about it. DeHaven shit ain't Baltimore. He didn't rent Baltimore.
Nah, I know. I mean, Annapolis, I was like, he stopped far short of Baltimore or DC. That was a very strategic decision. But I don't know nothing about him, so I'm not trying to say nothing about him.
They opened my eyes.
I know. I personally seen some New York cats come around where well, I know of at least 50 situations in the southeast, southwest, Forest Heights, where I'm from, Oxon Hill area, where it ain't work out too well for some New York dudes.
Shout out to Oxon Hill. Y'all used to have some bad bitches out there, boy, when I was younger in my single days.
Oh yeah, I went to Oxon Hill High School and all that.
Shout out to them, man. I used to love that shit. I told you 495. I had a lot of fun on that one. But
oh yeah, I love Baltimore, bro. Cause like I wouldn't go to Baltimore and people be thinking I'm from PG County. They think I'm some white dude. Man, I went to this place in Baltimore. It was like in like 2006, right? 2005. I just came home from prison, and it was like a black rave. I'd never seen this shit. It was like all these chicks with like fairy wings on and shit, and they was doing E and shit, and they weren't drag queens or nothing, like it was some. They was listening to like house music, and I was the only white person in there. And I seen white people do that shit before. I seen mixtures of people do that shit before. I seen college crowds do that shit before. But I never saw like an exclusive black. It was well over 500 people in there with the glow sticks and all that shit.
Shit, man. I'm gonna tell you that DeHaven interview schooled me. Well, it introduced me to some things that I didn't know, because I don't know much about Eastern Shore. I don't know much about.
I don't either. I know about like UMES, but I don't know about what.
Man, I had a scholarship to Eastern Shore, and I turned it down and went to Bowie State. But
oh yeah, what sport?
Yeah. No, I had what's an academic scholarship.
Oh, you look kind of broad. Like I thought you might have been like a safety or something back in the day.
I was skinny then. You feel me? I'm just fat now. You feel me? But I had a little bit of academics in me. I was just not laughing about that shit earlier. I said I was in speech class.
Bit, like obviously you got a lot of academics in you. The way a person talks don't offer no insight to how well their brain work, and people who make them stereotypes, that's to their own detriment.
Yo, that's fucked up, because you just now. Well, that's funny that you just now said that, because I was just now laughing with the homie today. I said, yo, and we was talking, and I said, yo, I was in speech class. I had a speech impediment. He's like, for real? I said, yeah, yo. But after I left speech class, I was in advanced academics. I said, how the fuck that work out together?
That's like, crazy, bro. I'm sure you peeped me. I'm sure you peeped me stutter. I went from
man, I had all that shit.
Stuttering badly to advanced academic classes. I mean,
that was the funny things about life. That's some of the things we got to tell these little soldiers out here. You feel me? Man, it's my family and them. You'll see them certain times on my page. It's like they so proud of me. That proudness comes from a different perspective. You feel me? It comes from who I could have been, but it also comes from the perspective of, man, I couldn't even, I stuttered. I barely could say certain things, and I did everything that I do deals with talking. You feel me? Whether it was teaching, whether it was music, whatever it was, it deals with my speech. You feel me? And I tell people all the time when I be doing my little videos and shit, my little clips of just my thoughts and shit. Man, look, I ain't gonna talk slow. You better listen fast. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, but I know I'm saying some shit that the world need to hear. So
shit, I agree. Like you know, giving people with mental health problems a platform. Like I'm about that life too, trying to touch on different topics because like a lot of things that's important. Probably people so busy they probably just ain't have time to consider it. And then like and then like shit's so crazy because like I don't know nothing about who right, who wrong. I could give a fuck about left, right, Republicans, Democrats. But I know you got one group of people that say they care about family values and yada yada. And then you got another group of people that care about diversity and inclusion. Yet all these motherfuckers do is fight. So to me, it looks like all them motherfuckers crazy.
Man, you know, but they gonna say the Bloods and Crips. They gonna say the Bloods and the Crips is wrong.
Yeah, no bullshit. Go ahead.
They're gonna tell you the Bloods and Crips is wrong. They're gonna tell you the neighborhoods is beefing over differences is wrong.
Of course, they're gonna tell you it's wrong. They don't like honest shit. Bloods and Crips are exactly. They honest. You know what I'm saying?
So
they make no bones about it.
And this ain't about us promoting gang violence or nothing of the sort, but reality is reality. You feel me? And I got episodes that we talk about politics, but two things I try to stay away from is politics and religion. The reason is because it's like opinion. Opinion is you rock whatever the fuck you want to rock with, and I'm cool with it. I don't have a problem. The only time I ever got a problem with a person is when they try to persuade me to change my motherfucking thoughts. And you ain't gonna persuade me. I'm too mentally stable.
I mean, you can give it a good try. Like I want to know with them trying to persuade me. I don't want nobody telling me I'm wrong just off GP.
If we argue, man, I 9 times out of 10 I already thought about it. And I'm because sometimes you like we just not discussed. Sometimes you go with the wrong. I'm cool with it, but I'm okay with the consequences. Word. It's okay. I mean, you feel me?
Everything's a risk reward calculus, right?
Basically, a shit. Sometimes you get that risk without even fucking getting a reward ever. So you got to move accordingly, man.
But I mean, some things are certainly true. Systemic racism does exist. Rough Rides in Baltimore, that shit really happens. Freddie Gray was absolutely wrong.
It does. We had Tato on our show. You feel me? I want y'all to actually go listen out to that. You feel me? If y'all don't know, that's Dante Barksdale. Dante Barksdale was on my show, I think 28 minutes before he was murdered in Baltimore City. You feel me? This is a Baltimore City activist, a Baltimore City person that put a lot of work into the community. He came home from jail. He's also related to the Barksdales. You feel me? Avon and them. That's the Barksdale family. You feel me? But Dante was on my shit, aka Tater. He talked to us for about an hour and a half, and I got a phone call 28 minutes later or 19. I got a phone call like 28 minutes later. He was murdered 19 minutes prior. So he got off my show, and 19 minutes later, he was murdered. You feel me? And he was murdered inside the same streets that he's tried to save. You dig what I'm saying? So that's very important that I want y'all to go listen to. And I think it's very important that the world need to know, because his last message to our city, last message to our youth, the last message to everybody was trying to get our shit together. We talked about the prison system. We talked about racism. We talked about systematic, what's that word you use? Systemic
racism.
Systemic racism. We talked about everything. You feel me? Gang culture. We talked about how it became what it is. We talked about a lot, man, and I think people gang
started from people who needed to protect their neighborhood, where the police refused to offer protection because they had racist policies.
Man, we go deeper. We go deeper to how it affected certain communities and things of sort. And again, when he got on there, he just came on there as one of the OGs, one of the big homies. He ain't come on there as he gonna die a couple minutes later. But that's what happened. That's what happened.
I'm definitely gonna listen to that. I mean, RIP to him. That's terrible.
We got him and we got Barcardi on that episode. Shout out to Barcardi, who's one of the biggest battle rap. I'm gonna say one of the biggest battle rap OGs in the shit from Baltimore City. You feel me? So we got both of them on that same episode.
Yeah, I'll definitely listen to that. So before we get out of here, I got props. I wanted to get your opinion on a few albums. And
let's go.
All right.
What's my choices? I got certain choices.
Oh, I got a stack of them.
Do I got certain choices as far as what I label, good or bad, or do I give detail?
Whatever. Whatever the spirit moves you, brother. Shit,
Look,
far from me to put parameters on shit.
I just want to make sure I'm sticking to the code. I don't want no problems over here, man.
Well, I mean, okay, all right. Here's the code. You interesting as a motherfucker, so I want to hear what you got to say about the shit. You feel me?
Let's go lift that up. I already know what it is. It's Dipset. All right. Diplomatic immunity. Diplomatic immunity. We introduced the whole motherfucking Dipset. We talking about Freaky Zeke. Freaky. We talking about motherfucking Jim Jones, Jewels. Even though we had Jim Jones on motherfucking camera on Jimmy, what was it?
Me, my mom's and Jimmy.
And my man. Yeah, that shit. Even though we had Jim Jones, we had the Spanish Jim Jones. We didn't have the gangster Jim Jones. Because Jimmy was still talking some Spanish shit on that song. But we got the real Jim Jones, man. We got the introduction of just oh man, Cam was giving us the pink shit back then.
Hell on the jail calls.
Oh man, we was doing
on concept. There's no room left on the album.
That's a great fucking album. It's not just a great album. It's a great moment in the history of hip hop because they created such pandemonium from the way they dressed. I mean, you had Jewels, who was the young dude. You had Jimmy, who the cornrows and look, that's an A plus. Oh, the pink, man. That's when Cam was doing the whole Pink Panther situation. Cam was hitting him with the pink minks, and Cam was the OG. We got Cam. Cam was what, like 24? He was the OG at this time. Like he was bringing out all the homies. I love it. Because that's the first time we got to see Cam. Horse and Carriage, and we got whole camera on Confessions of Fire. It still looked like he was under Mace. Yeah. It still looked like this one we got to see. I know we had what's the name, Cam with the bald head and let me know. All that shit came out. But Diplomatic Immunity was different, man. That was a time in history. So that's A+ in my book.
Hey, y'all see this dog? My family just brought a dog home for the first time. This man had never met me before.
Oh, he loved me.
He ain't never seen me a day in his life.
I had a homie told me dogs don't. I don't like dogs, right? I don't know why. I'm gonna try to, but I had a homie that told me if you don't like dogs or dogs don't like you, it's something about you.
Yeah.
It wasn't DMX either. DMX my nigga, but it wasn't DMX.
I mean, I'm scared of. I like dogs, bro, but I'm scared of pit bulls. I seen what them motherfuckers can do. Back in Forest Heights, I swear to God, it was one. I swear to God, this motherfucker could run up the tennis court.
I believe you. Yeah, I'm scared of shit of him. Now but like I said, I had a homie. I still got a homie. I ain't gonna say there's nothing wrong with him. But I got a homie, man. He thought he was a Doug Whisper. We ended up being the Doug and buck at him. He grabbed that bitch by the face and man, both of y'all motherfuckers crazy. But anyway, go ahead. Next album. Let's get it, man. I'm with it. DJ Clue. Oh shit, that had Best of Me on there. I wanted to fuck Maya so bad.
No, that ain't had Best of Me on there. That was the that was the Hard Knock Life backstage soundtrack. This got Rough Riders Anthem remix, Fantastic Four with Cameron, Big Pun, Noriega, and
oh, classic. Read us some more that's on there.
That's the Way featuring Mace, Foxy Brown, and the first time I ever heard Fabulous, Thugged Out Shit, Memphis Bleak, Gangsta Shit, Jay-Z, Ja Rule.
Yeah. We had that. That's hold up. That's one of the first mixtapes that went in stores. That and K Slay.
Well, now the first jump technically would be them Funkmaster Flex 60 Minutes of Funk, and like they would have like a new Biggie verse, but he'd also mix it with songs that been on the radio. These were the first ones. It was all original. These were the first ones.
Okay.
All original
okay.
songs.
So I remember that. That's it. We gotta get out of A+. This is a moment in history. Everything about moment in history, hip hop history. So get out of A+. Not A+ the rapper, but A+.
I remember A+.
A+ is dope as shit.
He had a guest verse with somebody. I think it might have been John with Cannabis. Now that you mentioned
it. He was with Cannabis. He was with the whole Lost Boys and Cannabis.
Cheeks. Yeah, that song was hard as fuck.
What was that shit called? Group Home. They was all representing Group Home or some shit like that.
All right.
What CD is that?
It's a single.
What does it say?
Mystical, Shake Your Ass.
Oh man, so shake your ass. Watch yourself. Show me what you're working. All right. So this nigga got two of him on the CD. I've never seen that shit. Understand this shit. shit. So again, I was a Bone Thugs and Harmony fan. Mystical. So shake your ass. Pharrell and them did that. So we give him the Pharrell and them shit. It was the first, I guess, real big shit that he got off of No Limit. So I loved it. But I'm a Mystical fan. I'm a No Limit fan. So I woke up this morning, Dick Rocker. This time I had scratches on my back, lipstick on my drawers. Like, I'm a Mystical fan. What do you say? Come find out the bitch down the street been creeping. I keep that beeping beep. What do you say? I beat that pussy like a heathen and she keep my beeping beeping. No repeat this. My old lady gonna kill me to find out where I'm sleeping. So I'm a Mystical fan. Shake Yourself was nothing new for the people that's really Mystical fans. You feel me? We talking about the shit with the tape with the fucking puzzle pieces. We talking unpredictable. I did what I said that I wasn't gonna do. I said what they said that I wasn't gonna do.
Hey, remember he made that song about how he wanted to kill the Bama who murdered his sister, and it was a real story. I'll never forget that shit. I just now listened to the real story the other day. He was on a show and shit. Michelle Elizabeth Times. He said, man, that shit was classic, man. And so just to let y'all know, I know his sister name. It was Michelle. He had the whole song because the background of the beat was like, oh. And I think it was her real vocals from a song because she was actually. Know that. I just know the song from hearing it. That's man, it's deep. And it's not the first time he did it because Unpredictable was the second time he did it. He had did it before on another album, on one of the beginning albums and shit. It was on Big Boy Records. Fiend was originally on Big Boy Records too.
His shit. Now I told you I want to rap the Fiend. I'm gonna talk to y'all and shit. But him, Big Mama, man, look. I'm a fucking No Limit. Want, Mr. Want, like I'm with all that shit. So let's go. What's next? Mystical, my nigga. What the fuck is that? That's the
World Class Wrecking Crew. Turn the lights off.
Oh shit, that's fucking Dr. Dre.
That's Dr. Dre right there.
I don't know that shit.
They ain't played it on the dog in DC before the Cool Out came on. They played this song every time. I'm a Michelet sing. I can't sing worth shit, but it'd be like
Michelet started with the Wrecking Crew.
I don't know if she started with it, but she sings on this shit, and she was Dr. Dre's girlfriend and then married Suge.
Yeah, well, she got a baby by both, but I thought they met on Death Row. I didn't know that. I know Dr. Dre. I'm gonna tell you, the most I know about that album or those songs was all of the disses everybody threw up the World Wrecking Crew when they was beefing with Dre.
On the video. If you get the color photograph, it's from the same. But I guarantee you heard it. It'd be like, before you turn off the lights, let's get one thing understood.
Oh shit!
If you want to make love to me, you gotta do it good.
Man, Master P redid that shit like 8 times. That's what girl me and X. Before you turn off the lights, let's get one thing understood. If you want it, they redid that. Okay. So that's their song. I didn't know that shit. Yeah. I don't know that. I know y'all looking at me. Keep in mind, I'm a hip hop love and enthusiast or whatever the fuck that word is.
I'm mad older than you, so.
Yeah, I'm supposed to know. You show me some R&B records, I'm gonna know that shit. But hey, let's go. Man, welcome back though.
Yeah.
Man, fuck Welcome Back. All right, no, I'm lying. I listened to Welcome Back. I got a post on my page. Maybe fucking, oh man, I'm gonna tell you, yo. So I'm a Facebook dude, y'all feel me? Y'all know I'm old. So I'm gonna type in Ty Hill Mace Welcome Back because I want to bring up the actual post. So, okay, it was November the 26th, 2019. I just like to say welcome back. All my shit, that's not it. Anyway,
share it. It'll go to the top of your page. When you do find it, just hit share. It'll be at the top of your page.
Okay, cool. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna find that because I listened to Welcome Back while I was cutting the grass maybe about a year or two ago, and I realized Mace was talking some shit.
You know, Eminem said that's his favorite rapper.
Mace was. Now understand this. Mace got a lot of writers credit that people do not realize that how much he was writing. So again, he was Cameron, big homie. It made it seem like it, but whatever the fuck it is, because we still got Cameron, children, the clone, whatever. But Welcome Back.
R.I.P. Blusher.
Mace took such a break that it was annoying. And by the time he came back, I did not give Welcome Back a chance. Now, I have to throw in, before Welcome Back, we had Harlem World. And with Harlem World, okay, that's on the wall.
Nah, those are record racks.
Harlem World.
It's right over my shoulder. It's a yellow jump.
My fucking heart.
Shout out to Mino. That's my man Mino. I can definitely put you in touch with Mino.
Let's do it, man. Because Harlem World was my heart. I'm gonna tell you.
Mino is the homie.
I'm gonna tell you. I wrote. Yo, it's bad, yo, because people be asking me to remember shit like names and faces. I don't remember none of that shit, bro. But a dude tell me some shit about hip hop. There's a moment in hip hop. So I got this thing on Cars Face Up podcast, and we got this other segment called I Declare War with so and so. And the I Declare War segment, I always give a throwback moment, and people swear that this shit is written down. No, throwback moments is literally my memory. And right. I don't have a great memory, but that's how nostalgic they is to me. So Harlem World had a song on it. I used to write the little chicks and shit. It's 8th grade. I remembered I was trying to take all virginities. And that shit was like, would you be mad if I gave back your girl? And it was the Jealous Girl fucking shit. Do y'all remember the Jealous Girl song? Another Bad Creation. And then New Edition sung it first. Oh man, shorty, the Harlem World CD was my shit. If niggas want to clap, we can clap. You niggas got that. So you guys had, boy, he bought damn
Nas
out on that shit. He bought yo, everything about Harlem World CD was dope as fuck. That it was set a high, and they had they had to have that on there. Broke the glass everywhere. If it ain't about money, Puff, I just don't care. I'm the young, yo, like it had so much fucking personality. Or the song, and keep in mind, I'm 8th grade at this time. I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm 8th grade at this time. So it also had the man, you know I just be saying that to make you mad. Well, I'm gonna say something. The real nigga I wanted was Puff at the club, but you wasn't there. He wasn't like, yo, Harlem World is a classic. Welcome Back is a classic, but we did not give it what it should have deserved. That nigga came out as Mr. Rogers or something.
Well, you know, the only reason I wanted to bring it up, I was in prison when it came out, so I only heard Welcome Back. I ain't never heard the joint until like mad years later. But I met Mace on a G Unit tour when he was touring with G Unit, right? So I had a blank CD. I could go get off the wall, but fuck it. And I had a blank CD, so I asked this Bama to sign it for me because I don't front, you know, like I'm a fan, you know.
You should be able to be.
So
you spend money with these whores, you should be able to be.
Word. So I ain't never too cool for school. So this Bama he was Murder Mace on stage, bro. Like it was, if you listen to that G Unit Joan, it got him on the cover like with the crown of thorns. I think it's G Unit Radio number 9. I could be wrong, but so he rapping all this about how he gonna kill Jim Jones and all this shit, and I give him the CD, and I swear to God, he signs it. Jesus rules. Love Mace. And I just picked that record so I could tell that story because every time I walk by it, that shit makes me chuckle.
And my girl said something about him the other day, and I was talking to her. I don't know why Mace came up, but she said something. She's like, I just can't take him serious because of the past and stuff, whatever. That shit don't really matter to me, but
yeah, but that's funny as a
That story funny as shit. That story funny. But Harlem World was my heart growing up, and I wrote a Mace. And nigga, I reached out to you also, so I need you to reach back. But anyway, we got a couple mutual friends too. Mace, Harlem World, I spit your lyrics to at least 3 females. You got 3 virginities, it's on you. I'm not taking the blame for that shit. But I took at least 3 virginities fucking with your music. I wrote that shit.
I always thought that first Mace album, which I love, I still think it's the most paranoid album in the history of rap. That whole genre is about why you over there looking, like so many songs. It's about either somebody trying to take his girl, take his.
Man, that nigga said, I can't get mad because you look at me. Because on the real, look at me. Yo, it's always in the haters that be sitting in the rear, dissing every year, but they better listen here. You cats giving the real, you cats is on your own. Cause yo, he said the most hardest line that I did not catch.
It was just some paranoid subject matters, bro. Some of them.
That was in 90. That was in 98, and I should have learned to not try to be a gangster. I wanted to be a gangster, but in 98, he said, "Drop murder off." Mace woke up at Teen Summit. Do you realize? Keep in mind. Shout out to my podcast, Stars Face Up Podcast. Teen Summit. Ananda Lewis is on one of the episodes. Make sure y'all go listen. So this for all the OGs. You feel me? But
is Teen Summit anywhere streaming?
Huh?
Is Teen Summit anywhere streaming?
Yeah. They
like the old ones?
No. What I'm saying, no, I'm sorry, not that. I have Ananda Lewis
because I was on Mad Teen Summits.
No, but I have Ananda Lewis, which was the host of Teen Summit.
Oh, I'm well aware. That was a great episode.
She's on one of my episodes. So, but he said, Mace said, drop murder off and woke up at Teen Summit. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Drop murder off. Mace woke up at Teen Summit. Do you realize the complexity of that? Drop murder off. That was all of that gangster street shit. Drop that off. Yeah. And Mace woke up at Teen Summit. You feel me? That's the political shit. That's the Puffy told me we dress in shiny suits and we gonna make it. And the nigga was correct. All right, let's go to the next one. I don't know if you got more, but
yeah, we got two more and then we out of here, brother. I appreciate you. I'm taking up enough of your time.
You gonna fuck with a dude like me, boy? I had you on here all day. You better go ahead. Oh man, UGK. Hot and dirty. I have to admit, I did not give the South a chance when that came out. I don't know much about UGK, Bun B, none of that shit. You know what made me give y'all a chance was Big Pimpin'. East Coast Jay-Z dropped Big Pimpin', and oh man, they was on there. And
Pimp C murdered Jay-Z on that song.
I did not understand who they were. I'm lying.
You didn't know Sipping on Some Scissor?
Yeah, I wasn't a 3-6 fan either.
I know, but from being in the club or some shit or the video.
I just wasn't a fan. I mean, I wanted to fuck the females, but it just wasn't the song that I mean, I listened to a lot of shit in the clubs, but it just wasn't the same. I'm going to tell you, but I was wrong because I didn't pay attention. I used to hang with my boy, even bang with my boy. I used to slang with my boy. God damn, I miss my boy. Pimp C was on that. That was the masterpiece shit. Keep in mind, again, Mystical, I'm a No Limit fan. I didn't catch it that was the same guy, but Pimp C, UGK, the underground, all of that shit. My apologies, man. I missed that wave because I did not give you niggas a chance until I got older and I realized how dope they was. And Pimp C was probably deceased at the time. And I listen to it now and certain shit, I be like, yo, they was talking some shit. You feel me? But I gotta keep shit 100. You feel me? Because again, my podcast is called Face Up, so I flip everything face value. I did not give y'all a chance, brothers, and I apologize because y'all had some shit.
Hey, true shit. I feel Kanye. I mean, I think Kanye West has spoken on the record about how much Pimp C influences production. You know, Pimp C played all those instruments.
If you look at,
oh, go ahead.
No, I didn't know that. If you listen to right, because it's fucked up. So they was playing us when we was getting this shit earlier. You feel me? The internet has made things so accessible, but they was playing us earlier. They was making that shit seem like East versus West versus South, all that shit. You feel me?
See, we didn't care about that in DC, but I guess y'all would have been more caught up in Baltimore because y'all had more people. We just had DC.
We wasn't on no East versus West shit because I ain't really give a fuck. But we fuck with the East Coast.
Right.
They was spitting language that we understood.
Well, yeah, like when I say that y'all, I mean they wouldn't put it on y'all radio stations and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh no,
they weren't coming to Baltimore. Like Rap A Lot was coming to DC.
Yeah, see, I tell people all the time. I say, yo, you know, when we talk about motherfucking West Coast, maybe wonder why the fuck Dub C is a legend. And I'm like, what the fuck you mean? This nigga has been able to sell and hold a mainstream level for years. We're talking decades now. Yeah. You feel me? We're talking about the only time we got to see certain people from West Coast was when it was a dope ass soundtrack. Yep. You feel me? We didn't hear MC8 until fucking Minister Society. You know what I'm saying?
So you ain't hear UGK on that Pocket Full of Stones?
Pocket Full of Stones, we all know. You feel me? But it's also, I don't know if I
That
know
shit
if from
sound mad
that.
old though. They don't sound like the same people that's on Big Pimpin'.
Yeah,
That's for
but I
sure.
also don't know if it's from that because that song is considered a classic. So every rapper names that song. T.I. used to name it because I was a big T.I. fan. You feel me? A pocket full of stones. Like them niggas talk about it. So I don't know if that was what it was from, but I do have to admit with UGK, I slept on you niggas. I slept with a lot. I slept on a lot of down south people. I gotta admit, I slept on a lot of down south people, and I didn't give it a chance. But blame it on the age at the time.
It's all good, bro. I slept on a lot of non-gangster rap motherfuckers. I wouldn't even give that shit a chance. Like I have a much greater appreciation for J. Cole now than I once did.
Oh man,
I think he got the best Dead Presidents freestyle of anybody.
J. Cole first
That's saying
CD.
something.
All right, so J. Cole, y'all niggas don't know. So man, you got me on here. How long is your podcast? Y'all don't want to run your shit over. But I got stories for days. I got a whole all right, so in 07, 08, I had a epiphany, and it was J. Cole and it was Drake. My favorite two artists at the time. Both of them blew up to be fucking great. But y'all also have to do your homework on Ty Hill. See, Ty Hill originally was Ty Gudda. That's Tygudda. You feel me? And I had a whole beef with Drake with stealing material. This shit gets deep, my G. So I had a whole beef with Drake stealing material. And I did a whole campaign on that shit. Certain people fucked with it, certain people didn't. I got a lot of hate mail, things of sort. But I also got a phone call that said, nigga, your money ain't long enough to fuck with the boy. And I said, you're right. Yo.
Reality.
Hey, it is what it is, you feel me? But J. Cole was my top. It was three. My apologies. It was J. Cole, it was Drake, and it was Gemstones. Gemstones was with Lupe Fiasco. Oh man, he goes by, I think, Gemini now or something. He does like gospel rap or something like that. But in that year, man, them three, I said, boy, they ready to go. And I'm doing music at the time. And it show you how dope they is, because if you doing music and you, man, I'm like, they ready to go. Like they was different. So to see them shine, man, J. Cole ended up releasing that Sideline show, I believe, or Sideline Story. And J. Cole.
I heard a mixtape, Lights Up. I mean, to be real with you, that Dead Presidents.
Lights Up might have been the first one. Lights Up might have been the first one.
You feel me? That Presidents don't got my attention though. Like that shit has just been. You know how many people done killed it, and I swear.
Yo, he did a song. I'm gonna tell you what J. Cole made me realize he was different. He did a whole love song about fucking Fannie Mae. You know what Fannie Mae is, right?
The people that cheat you out of your money if you go to college.
He did a whole love song about it. And it was about how, I know I used to answer your calls, but times is rough. Like, yo, this shit was so dope. You're like, yo, at this time, I'm like, I feel you. You're right. That bitch been calling me too. Cole was ill, man. They all three was ill, man. Shout out to all three. Drake is still fuck you until you motherfucking holler at me, but your music.
You know Nicholas F?
Who?
Nicholas F. It's a cat from Richmond that was on Drake's first album.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's a DMV cat.
That nigga gonna tell Drake to motherfucking pay me some money?
He probably, man. I don't think Drake took his call since the shit that had Atlanta, Houston, Vegas on it.
Yeah, he's a talented dude though, man. I'm at the age, man, or the time in my life, even when I was going through it, I didn't give a fuck, you feel me? Because it wasn't never about money, it was about principle, honor, and respect. So I just carry shit on a certain aspect, and other people don't. But music wise, when he ain't stealing, Drake's a fucking genius. Musical wise, fucking J. Cole.
Music, you don't gotta like everybody. I mean, somebody pissed on him in a movie theater, and I'll still listen to it.
Yeah, you can't take it from a nigga. You can't take it from a person when they got it.
Even Rick Ross ass. I got to admit, he makes great music.
Some people gotta admit it, man.
And you know that shit burns me up, bro. Rick Ross, because like I can imagine a CEO listening to us talk in prison, writing that shit down on a notebook. And remember, he'd already been with Eric Sermon, Teflon the Don, Eric Sermon got this album called Oasis. Look it up. Rick Ross got a feature on there, but he's credited as Teflon the Don, T-E-P-H-L-O-N.
What year is that?
I believe it's 98, but it's called Oasis. He's wearing a backpack with his jeans rolled up to one jean rolled up like LL Cool J.
And so the first time I remember Rick Ross is that Trina shit.
The Trina video where he's driving the car.
Down, yeah. That was,
he had been on Suave House before that too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
So you got a problem with him being a CO?
Nah.
No, you a prison girl.
I got a problem with the fact
No. Let me answer my question. Let me answer my question fully, because we're gonna switch it around. You feel me? Because you deserve some of this shine that you giving me. So I'm gonna take a second to give you a chance to explain yourself. So you've been a person that actually been in prison, right? You understand what a person goes through with COs. You understand what a person goes through with calls, visits, everything. Just the whole aspect of prison, how hard it could be or how easy it could be, depending on who you are. So you have a person like Rick Ross. Do you have a problem with a CO all of a sudden switching that MO to be a gangster rapper?
If he was making social commentary, I wouldn't. But to be honest with you, to me, he's a borderline propaganda government agent level motherfucker. Because what's one of his most famous quotes? Selling dope on the iPhone. What the fuck happens if you sell dope on the iPhone? Your ass go to prison. It sounds like me. He getting referral bonuses.
He practiced that line. Y'all feel like it was given.
Nah, that was off the top of my head, bro.
He said referral bonuses.
I mean, that shit just don't make sense. And then if I was sitting around and somebody was like, because you know they can listen when they be in the middle.
So back to what is music. Back to what is music.
It's undeniably great.
No, but what is music? Does it have to be true? Because we gave Tupac the pass, right? We gave Tupac, as that might not have been his life, but he really—
It's not about the true. It's not about the music in this case. It's the fact that the morality of it. Let's say there's no government. That's just some shit I'm saying. If he's sitting around listening to our life stories and writing them down and then going and getting paid off that shit, there's something wrong with that. Like,
okay, so Nas,
it's just not right.
I'm
writing about what went outside his window, and if he was rapping about jungle was.
But
cool.
Is that Rick Ross window?
You think the people that was in themselves is cool with that?
Fuck no. I think that shit all fucked up. But this ain't about what my opinion is. I was giving you your opinion right there.
Yeah, I think
it's all fucked up.
Man, but I can't front though. I've listened to mad motherfucker, man. I've downloaded mad of his mixtapes. So I mean we all
Ross can rap.
Definitely.
I mean, this shit that what's the name? So it comes.
His verse on that Jim Jones album is incredible. The state of
I know some gangsters. You feel me? That's COs. So can I say it? You feel me? Shout out to Scooter. You feel me? He locked up one of the biggest cases that y'all seen catch on Maryland. You feel me? For Baltimore City, he locked up like 20 years off of what he did as a CO and his connections. So you feel me? That is what it is, and I understand everybody maneuver at a certain speed or light or whatever the fuck it is they do, but I don't know what Rick Ross was before that. I don't know what he did.
He met his connector there and all that good shit. But see, this is
the thing I
don't like, bro. Like when Future say he don't do no Xanax or whatever. Like I don't got a problem with people rapping about drugs. If they do, if you're talking about your life, that's fine. Everybody should be able to talk about their life and their music.
But you fuck with 2 Chainz. You fuck with 2 Chainz, and what was 2 Chainz grades? 2 Chainz was the what of his
a 2.8 at Alabama State, if I remember correctly.
And then he went to where? He what's the name? No, it wasn't no fucking 2.8. It wasn't no 2.8 though. It was higher. But
I think he had high grades. He's smart. I'm not saying people ain't smart.
He graduated as valedictorian, right?
Maybe in high school. I'm not sure. But the point I want to make is that they're encouraging behavior that they know, like when they rap about selling drugs, it's just, oh, we selling drugs, we got a mansion. You know, they might mention death a little bit, but
nobody gonna tell you the real story.
But they ain't taking you through there. When you're listening to Kendrick Lamar, J Rock, or Schoolboy Q, they giving you the whole perspective.
But it's about What do you expect?
So I think morality is truly harmful because little kids hear that shit.
I agree. I agree. You know when I quit rapping?
Well, when somebody recited something you said and you felt bad hearing it come out their mouth?
Nigga, I'm gonna tell you, that's it right there. My student was coming, rest in peace to Travis, you feel me? Died at 16 years old. When he was 14 and 13 years old, he was coming to my classroom rapping my songs. I didn't like it. It was irritating to me. I didn't want to be that guy. I know this man's mother, I know family from him. We grew up, his mother grew up in the same hood I grew up in. So we've crossed paths. We know who each other is. You dig what I'm saying? But before that, I had already quit rapping because of the first school that I worked at. The first school I worked at had a bunch of fucking kids. It's in Cherry Hill, Baltimore, or Cherry Hill, Maryland. I don't know what it was considered as, but we Baltimore. So Cherry Hill, Baltimore, I taught in, and the students there had a connection because their parents are the same age I am. So I know them. This Baltimore is a small street. Right. It's a small world. When I get parents coming in, when I get students coming in and they reciting words that I'm saying, I felt like a fake ass dude. Like I couldn't do that. Like I'm talking about drugs, even though my stories is real or they my real life. I felt like I was, if you notice it, when we talked about gangs, the first thing I said after was, we're not promoting. Like, yo, I never want to seem like I'm promoting by telling my life or my truth or my reality. I never want to seem like I'm promoting this is the direction to go and you end up being me. Because if you skip my direction, you're supposed to be better than me. You feel me? You might look at me and think that I'm doing good. Man, we struggling. This is, me and you sitting here, we looking like we probably eating this, but I'm starving. Like this shit is hard. Life is hard. It's reality. I won't speak for you, but these are realities of life. And I needed the children to be able to see that, yo, this shit ain't easy. You make a wrong mistake. You feel me? Most of my niggas dead or in prison. Yeah. Understand? My best friend in prison, my little brother in prison. You feel me? Like this isn't a joke. It isn't a game. I'm not moving a certain way because it's cool. And I stopped music in 2014, whatever year it was. I think it was like 2013. I did one last album. It's called Now or Never. And the whole album is so soft. Like I'm talking street stuff, but I'm moving in a certain direction that you can see I'm growing. I don't want to be Ty Gutter. I switched the name from Ty Gutter. I don't want to be that. Yo, I got so much flack. Nah, man, Gutter is what you're known as. That's your real fucking nickname. No, I don't want to be him. I'm trying to promote my youth. I'm trying to make them something. How can I go in classroom every day and talk this real shit, and I ain't gonna fucking tell them the real shit? The real shit, you go to prison.
Yeah.
You go to jail. You get locked. You get killed.
You be in a wheelchair. Exactly.
This is real shit. You get a fucking habit that you can't kick. You get this is real shit, and that hurt me.
I'm sure.
That hurt me. That I could not tell these lies to people no more. You feel me? Music has always been an open book for me. It's a book to spit my life. Everything that I love, everything that I've been through, my story. I could tell it. My first book, I'm a published author also. Published author, I got published the first time at 24 years old, 23 years old. I have a poetry book. I don't regret that book because it's a bunch of broken promises and lost love in there. But the music, man, I was starting to regret that shit, man. I got little kids coming in and they so impressionable and they looking like me. They looking like me. They looking for a reason. I watched a dude come into class, man. Shout out to my little dude, Corey. I watched him come in the classroom and yo was listening to some gangster shit and he literally did a 360 flip of personality. And I've never seen it before. Because I've never been that impressionable. But that was the first time in my life that I realized some people are impressionable. You've been to prison, so you understand. Some people, you can maneuver them to do what you want them to do.
When we used to decide we wanted to rob somebody, we listened to Hell on Earth over and over.
Man, I never been that person. It never got me that hype. Yo, I move, my mental has always been my mental. It's a crazy place. It's a highway. I tell everybody, my mental is a highway. You feel me? If you're on this highway, you might get crashed. Every car on this highway is my thoughts. So they crash all the time. It's a bunch of crashes. Boom, some explode, some keep going while they even knock the other car off the road. That's that thought to keep going. But some explode, and that thought it's no longer, man. When I say my prayers at night, man, I end up on my grace. I end up on thinking about other people. I end up on what I'm gonna eat for dinner tomorrow. I don't think like normal people. And that's what I was saying about the Cards Face Up podcast. It's my mental. It's my mental. It's the incredible highway of Ty Hill.
That's what's
like
up.
This just gets reckless. Like, hey, you better put a seatbelt on. You might fucking crash. Your car might blow up.
Yeah,
so,
you damn sure ain't biting your tongue, brother. That's for sure.
I can't. Again, I told somebody recently. Somebody asked me for sponsorship. They asked me for sponsorship, and you know what they told me? They asked me, "Hey, yo, for my episode, can you not say this, say that?" If y'all ever watch my show, I got a sponsorship on my show, and I'm cussing all through the sponsorship. Y'all don't pay me enough to change my thoughts.
Word.
I'm a fucking G. Like you're not gonna change my thoughts. I don't make enough money. This podcast was only created to talk to the world. I was already doing it. I ain't expecting to make no money. You know, when this shit came to me, and it's probably the same thing you going through, people start talking about money and deals and all of that shit. I'm like, man, I don't know nothing about that shit. I literally just came on this shit. I bought all this equipment just because I need to talk to somebody. I told you the highway of Ty Hill, this shit crazy. It's reckless. I need y'all to see this shit.
Is it making you feel better?
Yeah, all the time. All the time, man. That's why when I can go out and get a celebrity every day, every week of the month. I drop a new show every Wednesday. I can go get a celebrity 4 times out of the week. If you look at my pictures before this shit, I'm connected to certain celebrities. I'm connected to a lot of shit that y'all see on this reality world. I ain't even used them. I haven't reached out to nobody really. This shit is a calm to my storm because I'm just trying to talk. I just want to talk. And I'm one of those shows that I invite everybody on. Anybody want to, when you hit me up, brother, what I say? Let's talk.
Yes, sir.
I'm all about, man, look, I want every perspective, every opinion, all of that shit, man. Like, because I know what it feels like to be bottled up. Word. I know what it feels like. You spoke about it earlier, to be put inside of a square. Don't put me in no square, man. I'm a rectangular circle. I don't even know how to oblong. Ain't that what that shit called? Oblong? Yeah. I'm all them shapes, man. Give me that shit, man, because I don't know what it is. You feel me? Tomorrow I might wake up mad. I want to be able to attract those people. I want to be able to talk to those people. So that's why you get so much shit from me. And it's one of those things that might work and might not. But right now y'all loving me and I appreciate that shit. You feel me? Keep fucking with me, man. I know I done talked y'all head off tonight.
Nah, it's all good, brother. This is a perfect place to end it. Do you got anything you want to shout out before we get out of here?
Cards Face Up. Hold on, yo. You got one more album. I need the last album.
Okay, yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Freddie Gibbs and Madlib Pinata.
Oh my God. I don't know it.
Oh wow.
Hey yo, and I know who Freddie Gibbs is.
You know who Madlib is, the producer?
No.
Oh man, bro, you're in for a treat.
So I got 2 albums that I'm gonna go listen to. I'm gonna go listen to the UGK shit again. Like I said, I gave it a chance when I got older, but I didn't give it a chance when it was original.
High Life. Make sure you listen to High Life. That's like the standout to me.
Okay, that's on the Freddie Gibbs shit.
No, on the UGK.
On the UGK shit.
The High Life.
What's the standout for Freddie Gibbs shit?
It's too hard.
Nah, you gotta give me a highlight because I be drunk.
I mean, the Raekwon jump, but it's got a Scarface feature, so I think Scarface. I don't think Cameron's my favorite rapper ever. I think Scarface is the best rapper ever, so I gotta go with the Scarface song. But
oh man, you saw my face just now. Drop face in my top 5, top 6.
I think he got people with the longevity. He's the most successful artist inside and outside of a group.
What group we gonna say? We gonna consider
Ghetto
Ghetto
Boys.
Boys?
Yeah, I mean he's on at least 7 Ghetto Boys albums. He won a
Have
Grammy.
you ever have you ever listened to a Ghetto Boys? Did you listen to Willie D album?
Very, yeah, I have every Willie D
For
album.
real?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
You was a Willie D fan?
Yeah. I mean, Mark Waldo. Look up Mark Waldo Ward Willie D interview. Now I've interviewed Willie D a few times, but yeah, Bushwick Bills albums. All rap a lot of shit, bro. Fifth Ward Boys, Odd Squad.
They what's the name? They played such a fucking dope part of it, but I always just felt like Space was the spokesman.
Bro, when I lived in Houston, man, it's motherfuckers there like Chingo Bling. He a comedian now, but people you never even heard of, like GT Garza or something, right? Those some Latino cats, but Black Bamas too. Because for one thing, Mexican cats, I mean literal Mexicans, still be buying CDs, and they can tour in Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Texas, and literally make millions of dollars. And
Willie D and just the whole
people now that you'll never hear of, like when people be seeing Sauce Walk on social media and they be like, that shit fake, there's no way he don't got no money. I know to myself that they don't understand the Texas rap scene, because you can make millions every year and not give a fuck if you're on MTV or Spotify.
So the Texas rap scene is like what the Cali rap scene used to be.
But turned up because you got the brown and tan market. So it's doubled. I'm not sure how much. I'm not sure how much Latino cats was buying. You know.
See, I always looked at Willie D and them. I always looked at Willie D and them as fucking their roles was dope. Cause I don't want to make it like I'm saying their roles are some silly shit, man. I always looked at Ghetto Boys as, oh man, they was fucking influential of how to play position. So when you found out
Willie D wrote all of Bushwick Bill's raps. Bushwick Bill never wrote
exactly.
A rap.
But when you found out about Bushwick passing away, or right before he was passing away, you was listening like, damn, they was beefing. They didn't fuck with each other. Like that shit was surprising because the camaraderie of what they created as a group seemed like
they didn't know each other, bro. They was all from neighborhoods that was beefing. Jay Prince just
Jay Prince pulled them together.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what they did as a group, as a collective, it just seems like it worked personally because Scarface had already had music out at that time. I know I'm talking your head off. So I ain't gonna continue going because that was your last CD, my G. So you say you want me to shout out my shit?
Yeah, anything you got going. You know, follow you on Instagram, all that good shit.
Listen.
I don't know what your real Instagram, because our shit done got intermingled to Facebook somehow.
Man, you was doing magic tricks. I don't know, man. They gotta watch out for you. You was doing magic tricks and shit. He brought up some shit on Facebook and Instagram at the same damn time. I ain't know. It took me like 10 minutes to even tell you, like, man, what the fuck you doing? So when you saw it, I was like, okay, I'm glad he saw it too, because I ain't going crazy. But anyway, man, look, it's your boy Ty Hill, the Cards Face Up podcast. Listen, we are there. Just the most over the place podcast that you will ever find. We speak about everything. We're talking about violence, from hip hop to what's going on today, to just everything. If you come there, I guarantee you will find an actual place for yourself. This is, again, Cards Face Up podcast. All you have to do is YouTube us, Google us, all of that shit. We are on every major platform. Cards Face Up podcast. That's CARDSFACEUPPODCAST. Cards Face Up podcast. You can follow me on any of your social medias. It's at The Real Ty Hill. TheRealTyhill. And also we have Cards Face Up podcast on all of those platforms as well. The Cards Face Up podcast. Make sure you follow us, and I guarantee you'll get something that you're actually going to enjoy.
That's what's up, man. Thank you for your time. Super Facts Show, Super Facts Network. Have a good night, brother.
Man, shout out to y'all, man. I thank y'all.
No doubt.
The Superfacts Network, home of Gen Pop, SDE, and the Superfacts Show, now available on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts from. Come check out St. Laz, G from the Shop, and Mark Waldo Ward.